we are dyeing eggs and making Rice Krispies today.
Avery, is this a tradition that you always have every Easter? Do you always dye eggs every Easter?
Yes. And we also have another tradition when we go over to my cousin's and have an Easter egg hunt, but we can't do that this year.
Right. So what I was going to say is that I don't normally, as a kid, I didn't do this. As a kid, I grew up and we didn't have a lot of money. So sometimes we had eggs and sometimes we didn't. So this wasn't a tradition for me. So it might not be a tradition for lots of kids out there either, right? So what are you doing there, Ave?
So right now we are cutting the dye and putting little droplets on the foam. And right now we're using indigo.
Okay. So when I was a kid, we didn't usually have eggs in the house. And we had eggs maybe in the summertime if my mom made, like, say, pasta salad. We put eggs in it, or potato salad, like picnic salads or deviled eggs. But Easter time, we never had eggs. So we didn't do this. You know what I did as a kid? We used to have these coloring pages. So there was like Easter egg coloring contests all the time. So we used to do that a lot. So is the whole bit? Yeah, you just got to drop it everywhere.
Okay.
Avery looks like a hairdresser with those gloves on. She doesn't want to get like dye on her hands.
I don't like that.
Here, let me see. So you just need to put a little bit, but we can sprinkle dots everywhere.
But like it's a big place, so.
Right, so look. But this is a lot of dye, so when you swirl it, you're going to see it, right?
Okay, now we know that for next time.
Right, okay.
Okay. And now we are using green dye.
It's not recording. So what, yep, go ahead. What do you think green and blue make, Abe?
Wait.
Does it make anything?
I'm not sure.
No, because green usually is, that's okay. Usually green and, so yellow and blue make green, right? So
yeah.
It's probably just going to be like more green.
I'm not sure.
Right.
So now we have a toothpick and we're going to swirl the dye around so then it gets everywhere and then we can dip the eggs in and make a pattern on it.
So you were going to talk about the eggs, Abe. What kind of eggs are we using? We're using regular eggs?
We're not using raw eggs. We're using boiled eggs because then they might crack.
So how long did it take to make these? Like, what did you do? Like
4.5 minutes.
In what?
In a crock.
In the Instapot.
Oh, in the Instapot.
Right. But if you were just doing it on the stove, it would probably take about 10 minutes on the stove.
Yeah, and then you have to put it in cold ice water for a few minutes so then you don't burn your hands.
But that's to stop what?
Yeah. The pressure.
The cooking.
The pressure. Cooking
All right.
pressure.
So we're swirling the colors in the foam here. Oh, okay. So you're using gloves just so you don't get it all over the place, right? Okay.
I like this.
You got an egg and you're rolling it. You got this little stand here. You can put the egg in when you're done, right?
Yeah.
What does it look like? Can we see
So
it?
right now it looks purple.
Let's see.
One of the questions that we're going to ask today is, do you have traditions for Easter?
So Avery's tradition is to dye Easter eggs, and I said that I had coloring contests.
And we also have another one but we already told you about it, but we can't do it this year.
Right. So some of you must have some traditions that you practice at the holidays. So that's the question, and I need you to comment there. Is what are your Easter traditions?
This is our last egg, and I saved a spot for it to go.
Right. So usually, how many eggs are in a dozen?
12.
12. So usually when you buy eggs, you get 12, but we don't have 12. How come?
Because we mostly have eggs for lunch and stuff.
I know, but we cooked 12. What happened to the other egg?
It broke. So it cracked out of its shell in the Instapot.
Right, and it was totally cooked, and there was no shell.
Oh, so that's mostly the finishing results of the egg without the glitter.